After years of unanswered questions, Richard Noel admits he does not believe his son's murder will ever be solved.
In October of 2015, someone shot and killed Richard Noel Jr. in front of his home on Arthington Boulevard on the city's east side. News 8's Julian Grace takes a look at one father's pursuit for justice.
We lost our son, Clarence Wade Harvey Jr.
I remember being there.
My son, Deshaun, was killed September 19th.
And just listening.
My son's name was Gregory Lee Wilson Jr.
As these families shared their pain that someone killed their loved one, all while the killer remains free and unidentified.
He didn't do nothing to deserve this. He didn't do nothing.
That news conference happened in 2015. Nearly 4 years later, Mr. Noel is still waiting for justice.
Do you believe one day Richard's case will be solved?
No, because nobody's looking at it. Nobody's looking at it. They don't care.
His name was Richard Ellis Noel Jr., or Rico V as his fans called him. He was a rapper in the prime of his career who had a meeting on December 24th to fly out to New York to meet the world's most popular DJ, DJ Kid Capri.
My son was very funny, charismatic, sort of a genius, and loved music.
But he never made it because he was murdered 2 months earlier. According to police, a gunman shot him in the chest as he stood right beside his front door. So who pulled the trigger? Police are unsure, but Noel told us it's clear what happened.
If you follow the threats, the electronic signatures, the what you call IP addresses and stuff, they would know there's only one person that wanted to kill my son.
Mr. Noel goes on to explain that there were text messages between possibly the killer and his son. Messages where he says his son was threatened, and it was all over a girl. But as police investigated the case, Noel was told by investigators there was not enough information to file charges.
I want them to know that if a case is not cut and dry, meaning they caught the guy with the gun and the residue on his hand and he was 3 or 4 foot away from the person that killed the person, then they're not pushing it. They're not pushing. There's a lot of killers on the streets right now that have murdered other black men and just walking around.
That brings us to right now. The Noel family believes someone knows something. And while they wait, the pain is very clear.
If I live to be 100 years old, I'm gonna still have these tears in my eyes. Yeah. Any given morning.
That was Julian Grace reporting. We asked IMPD for an update in the murder investigation of Noel, including if there have been any new information or changes in the case. At this time, IMPD is researching our request. Once we receive information from IMPD, we'll update you on the department's response.